All right, so you've clicked on this video, you've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail, and you know this is how to hit 100K MRR with your trading Discord specifically. All right, and you'll see right here, it's a very simple 3-step model. I'm about to explain it all to you. Obviously, it looks simple, but there are very advanced marketing tactics that we use inside of this. And if you don't know me, the reason why you should trust me, my name is Andy Pham. I'm co-founder of Business Grower alongside my partner Louis Band. You might have seen this on this YouTube channel. If you've watched this before, how's it going, bro? If you haven't, nice to meet you. But trading Discords, we've been scaling them for a little over a year. We've done over 10 million in the space, and our clients make a little bit over 2.5 million a month combined right now. So hopefully by next year, that's 100 million, 200 million, something like that, probably more. So, but let's just get started. Let's start scaling you to 100K MRR. All right, so you see this number one, step one here. It's a little YouTube icon. That does not mean I'm saying do YouTube to scale, because actually most of our clients, most of our top clients mainly use Instagram. All right, so that's supposed to be Instagram. I can fill it with pink if you want. I'm definitely not going to. That's TikTok, that's Facebook. And the reason why all of those icons are there is because you want to be omnipresent. All right, in fact, this YouTube, long form especially, I'd almost consider this part of the funnel. That's step two. Looks like a weird blue kind of, money waterfall, but it's definitely not. All right, so on the content side, this is something that a lot of people get wrong. So I have to explain a little bit of background for you. All right, so Google, like google.com, people who own YouTube, did a study for marketing back in like 2009 or something. And I think they named it the 0 moment of truth. They now call it, and we also call it, the 7-11-4 rule. So what that is 7-11-4 rule. So they found that across millions of data points on internet sales services, whatever they call it, a cold lead, to turn a cold lead into a buyer, they have to engage with 7 hours of your content across 11 different touch points in 4 different locations. All right, so what does that mean? You basically need to be omnipresent across all these different locations. You need to hit them in a different ton of different touch points. So whether it be through email, whether it be through different shorts, whether it be through different YouTube videos, maybe on a sales call, whether it be like messages in a Discord community, right? We run trading Discords. So that is something that's actually in our possibility. But the whole point is that socials, and these are kind of integrated, to be honest, because social is a massive part of nurturing them to actually convert them into a paying member. But on the social side specifically, you basically want to focus on just pumping out high quality educational content so that you can optimize for lead quality. And I have a little guy here. I'm not sure if you can actually see this. Camera might be good enough, but I have a little guy with money on him. He's well happy. And he's better than 3 people who I guess aren't happy. But in this analogy, basically, if you post educational content, you'll actually be attracting people who are invested in trading. They want to learn trading. Maybe they failed in the past and they're willing to invest money in your program, in your service, in your mentorship, whatever, whether it be low ticket or high ticket, we do both. So instead of posting brain rot, right? You might have seen Louis talk about this a lot, or even I talk about this a lot. Some of our clients that did not get results basically just didn't post educational content for some reason or another. Most of them literally are just stubborn. They basically attract a lot of, I guess what we call in the sales team, well, what's a better way to say it? There's no better way to say it. They're shit munchers, all right? So basically, they're broke, and all they do is run around watching tape videos, watching videos of people's M4s and their penthouses, and they don't actually want to make money themselves. They're not dedicated into a craft, and you don't want leads like that. All right, so you want to fuck those people off. You want to have, instead of, the whole analogy was, instead of 3 people who aren't interested in trading, instead of 3 shit munchers, you want 1 person who's genuinely invested in trading and wants to join your program, invest in themselves. All right, and the way you do that is through educational content. So we do have a video on this. If you go to our YouTube channel and you search up Secret Trading Content System, because obviously we've been doing this for months, we've seen this time and time again. When people switch to this educational chart content, all of our clients do it right now. They absolutely blow up. All right. So if you have come from my or Louis' Instagram, you've probably seen us work with the likes of like Dodgy, Jack Trades, Colin Jones, Keyflow, Spencer and Raza. Some names that I can't mention because they don't want me to. But basically, you'll see all of our clients, they almost have the exact same content style. All right. The only thing that differs is the unique mechanism, and we can go into that. That massively helps with lead quality. All right. So already done and set. We're posting educational content. Now it's actually what kind of educational content do we post? And the educational content we want to post isn't basic like AI stuff or stuff that can be taught by AI, like how to trade options or like generic stuff like here are my profits, trade recaps, nothing like that. You want to be very, very in-depth, and you want to build your own brand based on the strategy you trade. All right. So if you come from Instagram, you know our clients like Dodgy, for example. Dodgy, he trades the IFVGs. So that's his unique mechanism. All right. The strategy he trades is the IFVG guy, or is IFVGs. And if you've been following him on Twitter, if you've been following him on YouTube, Instagram, he is the IFVG guy. If you search Dodgy's DG official on Instagram, his bio, and we made his bio say this, is like, I'm the guy that taught your mentor IFVGs. It used to be creator of the IFVG model, but there's just been so many people like trying to teach IFVGs now that I reckon that's a better bio. But Dodgy trades IFVGs. Another one of our clients like Jack Trades, he trades the 10 AM P03. And you'll notice, if you have any knowledge of ICT at all, or SMC, some people call it, these are just ICT, SMC concepts that are very familiar in that realm. So people that are already ICT traders, to be honest, they do have an advantage in this unique mechanism bit, because they can always just say they trade like the silver bullet, they can trade the 10 AM P03, they can trade IFVGs, they can trade the unicorn model, they can trade breaker blocks. All right, but here's the way around that. So if you don't trade ICT, which probably about 40% of our clients don't trade ICT. ICT is very, very popular. But here's the thing about the unique mechanism. ICT is only ICT because he basically just rebranded Wyckoff models, or Wyckoff's concepts, right? So whatever you trade right now, whether it be support and resistance, whether it be supply and demand, what else is there? Trend lines, right? Breakouts. If you name it your own strategy, we had a client who is currently doing over 100K per month, where he traded, I think it was actually just trend lines plus supply and demand, but he was helping people kill with it. He was doing over 100K per month and just trading. I think I watched him do a trade that made 600K in profit, and it was just very basic stuff. But he didn't say he was teaching trend lines and supply and demand. Instead, the way he scaled from about 60K to 100K in 30 days was, he called it it was an abbreviation. It was like the EMS, all right? So ICT basically was just like, all right, I'm the inner circle trader. I trade Wyckoff concepts. These are now ICT concepts. You could do the exact same thing. Obviously, it sounds a bit scammy, but you trade in a very unique way, hopefully, and the specific way you teach, or the specific way you trade, you want to teach, and you almost want to brand it after yourself so that you can become a micro authority in the space. All right, it's just a cheat code to making more money. If you don't want to do that, all fine. Just note that it's going to be 2 times harder to probably build a brand. And if you already have a unique mechanism, which by the way, we have a whole video on, then now you want to know like what kind of content should I actually be posting with unique mechanism. And like I said, you should not be posting trade recaps, live trades. Well, I mean, really, that's the only thing people do on a chart that's not educational content. What you want to be doing is breaking down your unique mechanism on the chart. So you'll see one of our clients, Colin Jones. Colin Jones is a super good example of this. His unique mechanism is the 3-step model. All right, so his videos will have hooks like, if I had to trade one setup for the rest of my life, it would be the 3-step, or this 3-step model, which has made me over 7 million or 7 figures in payouts in the last year or so. I don't know if he actually got that many payouts. That was just an example, but you get the point. And then what he would do is he would explain it on the chart, explain all 3 steps, get you invested in that, and then send you to a lead magnet, which is part of number 2, which we're about to get in. Last note on number 1, we all do short form. So short form is our main focus because that's the easiest way to get a ton of reach and actually pull them into your lead magnet. So it would be into number 2, but a very, very, very big part of that is YouTube. All right. And not YouTube shorts. We don't really emphasize YouTube shorts much, but YouTube long form is the ultimate nurture tool. All right. So if you think about it, one YouTube video, you might, let's say like you spent an hour. It's an hour long YouTube video, or like it's a 20-minute long YouTube video. That is basically a 20-minute sales call. All right. So if you were on a sales call with someone for about an hour, in fact, if you sell high ticket, you can check your close rate. What % of the time will that person close? For us, it's about 28%, our high ticket offer. For our clients, for trading specifically, it's a little bit more, depends. If we have high friction, it's around 40-50. If we have pretty low friction, just pump and call volume, it's a little bit lower, around 22-24. All right. But what I'm getting at is that if you hop on a sales call with one person, so let's say you spend 1 hour on one sales call, let's call it SC. So you have a 28% chance to close. Let's say you have like 0.28 equity, right? Getting into poker. But instead, if you take that 1 hour and you make a YouTube video, and that basically gets 1,000 views, you just basically turn this 1 hour into 1,000 hours worth of a sales call. And obviously, I understand like one-on-one sales call where they can ask you questions that you can consult on them personally will have a higher, I guess, equity or conversion rate, let's say. But let's account for that. Let's say it's 0.15. Let's say it's like half, right? That's still miles more leveraged. And if you've been posting long form and you haven't been killing, if you've been killing, then it's probably pretty easy for you. But if you haven't, growing organically on long form alone is super hard. But, and here's the cheat code, you don't just purely rely on the organic algorithm. All right. So when we post on these short form platforms, when we post on Instagram, when we post on TikTok, when we post on Facebook, when we even post on YouTube Shorts, what we do is we send these people to what we call an HVCO. So that's, I'm going to write it down for you. HVCO, so it's a high value content offer. All right. And what that is basically something super valuable. It may be content. What we normally do is like PDFs. You might see this in our clients like Dodgy, Colin, all of them. They'll have checklists on their strategies. They'll have rating guides to see which setups of their strategy are A+, B+, C-, whatever. And these are massively nurturing. And if you're in the marketing world, that's called a lead magnet, mainly. We call it HVCOs because that's how we learned it years ago, and we're OGs. But basically, all of these short form, especially Instagram's way better for it because what you have is ManyChat on there. And you'll see this in another one of our videos. If you go to our YouTube channel right now, sort by videos and then go sort by popular, you'll see my dumbass face with a green polo on with a ton of MRR screenshots around me. And basically, I explained this super well. The entire funnel. So the entire funnel of how we scale trading discords from 0 to 100K to one of our clients actually makes, or one of our clients doesn't work with us directly, but he makes over $1 million a month with his trading discord. All right. And most of that is through Instagram. And you'd expect, especially if you're selling high ticket, YouTube leads are way better. All right. But right now, YouTube doesn't have near the lead generation tools, I guess, lead generation prowess almost that Instagram has right now with their ManyChat, with their Instagram stories, with their Instagram broadcasts, with their Instagram DMs. No, like, especially on TikTok. ManyChat's currently releasing on TikTok, but I believe we had beta access, and you had to DM the person on TikTok to get a DM back. Who the hell uses TikTok DMs? Do you know what I mean? So to get to the point, when you post short form on these platforms, you're getting thousands of views on each reel, and they all send through ManyChat or like a link in bio page to one of these HVCOs. All right, and HVCO, super valuable, which we exchange contact information for. So let's say we give away that rating guide checklist we talked about. In exchange, they would give us their email. It's an opt-in. All right, they give us their email. Maybe they give us their phone number if we're doing high ticket. We can tag them with what lead magnet they got, so we can do some more advanced marketing. We tend to not though, especially for low ticket. But they also get sent into the Discord. So ManyChat's really good at this. The link in bio works for this as well. If you're using WAP, you can just have your lead magnets on WAP. And when people go claim that product, maybe you put the lead magnet in the Discord. All right, so they have to join your Discord, and you've collected their email because WAP helps you do that through this lead magnet. So they've come from your content, they've seen your unique mechanism, they're now very invested, and now they've claimed one of your lead magnets to get them even more invested. Because all of your lead magnets should be like for example, I told you about Ryan's. Ryan has a rating guide, Ryan has a checklist, Ryan has a flowchart, all on his IFG model. Same thing with Colin, same thing with Jack, same thing with all of our clients, and that's why they kill. All right. So now they're super invested in this, and now they're getting sent into your email. All right, this is over here now. So let me do a little bit of moving. ManyChat, link in bio. Wow, that's awful. Anyways, these basically both go to number 2, which is going to be the actual funnel which converts them. All right. And I was talking to you about the 7-11-4 rule earlier with all the content and how they need to see a lot of it, and a lot of it really, a lot of hours across a ton of different touch points in different locations. And number 2 is where you really web this in and build that 7-11-4 really quickly. And the way this funnel works is from 1, you've pulled the high quality leads through your ManyChat, through your link in bio, to basically a lead magnet or an HVCO, you know, use the terms if you want. Now they're in your email. Let's see if we can get this all written out. They're in your email, they're in your Discord, or they might be in your WAP. Maybe 1 year from now, if you're watching this, WAP may be bigger than Discord. The rate at which they've grown, we've seen them we were with them since they were tiny, and the rate at which they've grown has just been ridiculous. So I actually would not be surprised if that occurred. But regardless, they're in your email, they're in your free community. Now, what do you do? All right, and 1 to 2 is kind of tied together. So like, I can almost tie these together. And this is why Google actually called it the 0 moment of truth, because what the 0 moment of truth actually means is that what they had was first moment of truth and second moment of truth. So what they had before, the model was somebody would find you, and then they'd find the first moment of truth. So maybe they got on a sales call with one of your team, or they checked out your website, and then maybe they bought. Second moment of truth would be seeing how the product actually is. All right. But in between that, from first contact to first to second, Google found what's called ZMOT. So fuck that off. It's just ZMOT. 0 moment of truth, and that is what this whole process actually is. It's optimizing that 7-11-4 so that we can convert at a way higher rate. Plus the content side just gets you way more leads. All right, the whole point of the funnel is to pump a stupid amount of volume and convert them at a just higher level than any other funnel we've ever seen, especially in the financial space, trading specifically, trading crypto, where there's not a lot of trust anymore. All right, back in 2016, you may have just been able to run ads to a high ticket offer. Maybe you would have been able to just book a ton of calls at like $200 each, close like half of them for like 5-10K, but that's not a thing anymore, just because there's too many scammers. All right, so this is like the genuine modern way to do it. Once you have them invested in your unique mechanism, you pulled them into your funnel using your lead magnet, they're in your email and Discord. Now you basically use this as a massive web. All right, so your emails, they're gonna you have massive automations. I mean, how do I even explain this? Your Discord goes back to your YouTube, your email goes back to your YouTube, your emails can send to other lead magnets, which send them into other automations. Your YouTube can send them to your Instagram, your YouTube can send them to TikTok, your YouTube can send them to Facebook, your YouTube can send them to more lead magnets where they get hit with more automations, maybe certain parts of the Discord where you do webinars, where you do seminars, where you do free streams, whatever. I don't actually recommend free streams, but that is an option you can do to build this massive nurture web. All right, and if you want more details on this full funnel, by the way, again, if you go to our YouTube channel, sort by popular, it's gonna be like me in a green polo. So would definitely check that out. But this whole point where you web them between your YouTube, between your email, between your Discord, you're hitting them on way more than 4 different locations right now, especially if you're doing high ticket. You're hitting them on SMS, you're getting on sales call with them, maybe not with a closer, maybe with a setter to do some triage, some qualification, and then sending them to a setter or a closer. But this will very, very quickly, especially with the YouTube. You want to use your YouTube almost as like the holy grail. Your YouTube, just maybe make 1-2 long forms a week, ideally high quality, which breaks down your unique mechanism. The entire thing, all 3 steps should be very, very tied into your unique mechanism, because that's where you get, I don't want to sound like a scammer because it's honestly probably the most ethical way to market, but that's where you get the cult-like following. That's where you become like the IFG guy, like, oh, I trade IFGs. Who'd you learn it from? Ryan, right? Shit like that. So it's very, very important that you tie into this whole system. But that's how you very, very easily build up the 7-11-4 rule, and now you just offer them something. All right, doesn't really matter what it is. Our business specifically, we specialize a lot in low ticket, but we do high ticket very, very well. In fact, last month we collected about 300K for our clients. High ticket, I think a little bit less, just doing the math of the rev share in my head. But you can offer them anything. So in our low ticket, we always offered a 7-day free trial. 7-day free trial, which is almost, we call it a grandfather offer. All right, just anything you can offer them to where they would genuinely feel stupid for saying no. If they just watched 7 hours of your content across 11 touch points, and honestly, your average sales cycle is probably gonna be like a month, 2 months. They've been seeing you for months. They've seen your unique mechanism. They've seen it working. They've seen your testimonials. They've seen genuinely what you can do and why they should trust you. It would be completely dumb for them to see all of this, be super invested in your unique mechanism, especially if you have the content and you have the lead magnets really, really dialed down. For example, like Ryan does, for example, like Jack does right now. It's very, very easy for them to literally already be like trying your strategy and maybe trying profitably or unprofitably. It doesn't really matter as long as this offer is super good. So the 7-day free trial, I mean, that's a no-brainer, all right? Built a massive amount of trust and authority, and now I can trade live with the guy for free for a week. And worst case, I mean, like, if I like it, it's just 99 bucks, right? Low ticket is basically our way of ascension. So you don't have to do live trading if you want to ascend to a mid ticket and a high ticket really easily. But for a lot of these guys, a lot of these traders, dude, they don't have, or they have, but they don't want to spend time like doing one-on-one mentorships or even doing group calls with like a higher ticket item. A lot of our clients do because it prints a ridiculous amount of money, but a low ticket's completely fine. All right, 7-day free trial, or you can pitch them a one-on-one mentorship where they can hop on a call with a setter, then a closer, etc. If you want to do high ticket, doesn't really matter as long as the offer is really good. You can guarantee them funding. Casper does that really well. And we have a lot of clients doing trading mentorships, genuinely printing 6 figures a month easily, like easily. It's stupidly easy, especially if you have financing. I know Klarna is through Stripe. You got fan bases right now. WAP still has the Klarna option right now, or I think it's Afterpay. Not sure. PayPal Pay Later, PayPal Credit. You can explore coach financing. Those are very easy ways to just print using high ticket. All right. So now you might be wondering, I haven't touched this at all. What the genuine hell is number 3? What is this little purple smiley face? So our funnel, massively, again, like I said, is a lot of low ticket. All right. So you pulled them, you've actually gotten them to pay. no matter what it is, low ticket or high ticket, how do you keep them satisfied? And we have a full video on this, but there are some very easy tactics I can basically give to you. One of like an actual tactic is just a big head, long tail. So if you did charge a high ticket or if you charge a mid ticket, you can just have them pay like a very relatively small monthly payment. If you close them for 3K, you can get them to pay like 300 or 199 a month very, very easily for a long time and keep MRR that way. All right, in the low ticket side, it very, very much matters about the value. And I will see a lot of people in our coaching community get this very, very wrong, especially because WAP has cancellation reasons, all right? So they'll see like, they'll have 100 members. They'll see 5 or 10 cancel, and they all put like the reason too expensive, but the reason why isn't because it's too expensive. And I mean, genuinely never lower your prices, especially for low ticket. The differences between you selling a $100 product or like a $50 or like a $20 product is not much on their side, but it's massive for your total revenue. All right, because I mean, we can just do the math on that. We've seen a 10% increase in conversions when we dropped down to a $20 price point, and we ran this through cold traffic. So we had a $100 month offer low ticket that we were using as an ascension funnel to our high ticket. We dropped it down to 20. We only saw a 10% conversion increase. So let's say we would have gotten 100 members at 99 a month. What is that? Add 2 zeros. That's like 10K a month, right? It's like 990. Brilliant. If we drop down to 20, or if we even drop down to 50, which you'll probably even get a less increase in conversion rate. What's that? 20 times, oh, that's retarded. I'm dumb. 100 times 20, that's 2K, right? So you may think that genuinely it may be too expensive. I mean, I'll tell you if it's too expensive. If you're charging low ticket, these are cold leads, haven't seen you for a very long time, and you're charging them $1,000 a month, it's probably too high. I've seen 500 a month work. All right, I've seen people double their MRRs just with a $500 a month offer, which they send to like one analyst or whatever, if it's a signal group, right? Or maybe even like access to specific group calls, almost like a mid-ticket. But you just lost, what is that, $8,000 in revenue just by reducing your price. And that's especially important if you have ads on, because that will kill your ROAS, especially just on the low ticket. The cash on cash is really, really nice. If you can at least break even, or even if you can profit immediately on the low ticket and then massively profit on the back end upsells, you really need to pay attention to that. The cash on cash is way better at higher price points, because to be honest, the biggest difference in the online marketing world isn't from getting someone to pay you like 20 to 100 or like 50 to 100. It's just from $0 to $1. All right, like the difference in conversions from when you charge $0 to when you charge $1 is going to be fucking ridiculous. And as long as you can get them over that hump, you're doing pretty fine. All right. But what else can I explain here? To retain people in a low ticket specifically, let's say you're charging $99 a month like a lot of our clients do. As long as you have under around, I mean, if you're under 30%, you're doing okay. Anything over that's actually a big problem. Most of our ideal clients who see very, very steady growth are around 12, 15, 17, all right? So I'll write this for you. Good. All right, let's do churn up here. Good churn's about, just less than 17. Okay is around 17 to 20. It gets tricky around 26, 28. And then worry, I would very much start to worry at around 26% plus. All right. So if you're thinking churn is your issue and you're thinking members are leaving too quickly, if you're running a low ticket and you're within these numbers, you're doing all right. All right, and you should very much track your KPIs. We do have a full video on how you can do that. We do this for our clients. It's awesome because we can know exactly what the constraint is in the business and not only spend our time, but also tell them exactly what to spend their time on to scale the business. And obviously, that's why we've done 10 million just in this last year, starting from zero. All right, but the way you actually keep churn down, if it is an issue, which for most people it's not. I mean, if it's 50%, there's something going wrong there. But the value just needs to be above the price. All right, it's as simple as that. So doesn't matter whether it's actual financial. Obviously, if I pay $100 a month and it makes me $1,000 a month, why the fuck would I not pay that? That doesn't make sense. All right, so if they're getting financial, monetary value above the price, it's very, very easy. If you provide somehow 100% win rate signals or like something like, what's it called? It's arbitrage of like the reverse split arbitrage. So like you can make a ton of money off that. If you're charging $99 a month, you're gonna have a very low churn rate. The issue is when you get into value in the educational sector. So if the value is in education, if the value is in entertainment, or if you're trying to get the monetary value and it's not working, then your churn rate's going to be 15% plus. All right, and obviously it's not always your fault. It's not always because your product isn't valuable. A lot of the time, and what we plug in, a lot of the time it's just the way you actually have the onboarding set up. Because if I go into a gym and basically just a ton of locked doors, I have no idea how the hell to actually use a gym membership, I'm canceling on the spot. Same thing with the training Discord. If I go in and I'm like, dude, what the hell are all these channels? How the hell do I use this to actually make money? I'm canceling and going to a different Discord. All right. I would simplify your product as much as possible. In fact, we have a client right now who has your free trial conversion rate and your churn. In fact, I can walk you guys through the KPIs. The free trial conversion rate and churn is kind of tied together because they both have a lot to do with your product. If your product is super shit, super confusing, your churn rate honestly might be normal, but your free trial conversion rate might be something like 10%. All right. So like I said, we offer a lot of free trials, and a normal free trial conversion rate for very solid quality products, I'd say, is around 30 to 50%. And obviously you might be like, really? Only 30 to 50%? So what is that? Like 3, 4, 5 people out of 10 actually end up paying once they get on the trial? Like, isn't that like pretty bad? It's actually pretty good, considering that the other half are likely just Indians or people who with like fake credit cards that come in, they just want the trial for 7 days, right? Not actually high quality engaged leads. But if you're getting normal demographics, like above 20% US and not like 80% India, then you'll probably be fine on that front. But your product wants to be as simple as possible for your free trial conversion rate. That says free trial conversion. That'll be all right. And your churn. All right. And what you want is a very, very simple product. Whereas, for example, a lot of our top clients, Ryan, Jack, Colin, top as in like growing very, very quickly. Well, not Colin, we're actually working with him to fix this. But Ryan, Jack, Keyflow, a lot of these people who grow very, very quickly rely very, very heavily on their unique mechanism, the IFG guy or the PO3, and they live trade. And like that's it, right? Like I do live trading from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. That's CST. Wait, no, that's EST. Yeah, something like that. Let's say they trade from like 8:30 news to like 10, right? That can be literally the only thing they do. And as long as it's very, very simple, and obviously like they can show up to it, maybe you do trade recaps. Maybe you recap your trades or whatever. Maybe you give access to a course. As long as it's very simple, I'd keep it like under 4 stuff. You honestly don't want a massive value stack, because you might have heard Hormozy say this if you're a little bit into marketing, but I think it was some gym. It might have been like Anytime Fitness, or no, I think it was Planet Fitness, right? So they realized a majority of their customers, they had like a pool, a sauna, ton of other shit like yoga classes, boxing, whatever. 90% of their customers just came in, used the cardio, fucked off. All right. So how do we make it as simple as possible, not only to increase our profit margins, but also make it much simpler and people will feel like they're actually getting what they're paid for? Because if I pay like a gym membership for like 40 bucks a month and I see the sauna, I see the pool, I see these classes that I'm not using, then I feel like I'm not getting the most out of my money, right? So what they did was they simplified it into literally just cardio and machines, and their Planet Fitness, and you and I are talking about it. So keep it simple. Live trading is awesome. Live trading, one-on-one access in the community maybe. I would probably save that keyword, one-on-one access, for high ticket. You can do trade recaps. You can do just stuff that is super scalable, and you can do to the whole group, right? As long as you keep it super simple. And the important part is that you have a very, very good onboarding. So our business, we run onboarding emails, we run onboarding in the Discord, and we even have onboarding text depending on whether it's high ticket or not. For low ticket, we mainly just do the emails and the Discord onboarding. And even some mods do follow up just to make sure that people are getting in all right. All right. So that will reduce your churn. That will increase your free trial conversion rate. Because if I get on a 7-day trial and I'm like, what the hell is all this? Instead of just showing up to a stream every day. And if for the live trading guys, that's all you have to do to make money, your free trial conversion will drop drastically, or increase. Free trial conversion rate will increase drastically, churn will drop drastically. All right. So that's client satisfaction. And that's basically exactly how, just a very simple 3-step model. Hopefully I explained it pretty well on how to get to 100K MRR, but I'm not done yet. Let's go through the KPIs. All right. So KPIs, so, well, what even are they? That's an H. So I reckon that's just wrong, actually. KPIs, key performance indicators. If you ran any business ever in your entire life, you probably know what they are. And what are ours? All right. So ours is, by the way, all of these are on the 30-day. So I can write that for you if you want to like screenshot and show your partner. Doesn't really matter. We run impressions. By the way, obviously I can't show you guys how to track it. We might have a video on it, but this is stuff that our team wants to keep secret. So, you know, don't tell them I gave this all away. Impressions, MoFu traffic. So basically all the people that entered your funnel using the lead magnets, they gave you their email, they joined the Discord, they're in the email list, they're getting hit by your retargeting ads, whatever. Do that. Impressions, MoFu, and then MoFu to free trial, and then you got the free trial version, and then you got free trial version, and then you basically just have churn. And then obviously we track very basic stuff like if MRR is going up and stuff like, you know, gross rev. So basically what are these? And I just explained to you the full 3-step system. If you can see, it's basically in that order. Impressions, socials, how many people are you actually reaching, and what percent of that is MoFu, is the really good, actually pretty good measure. I mean, it depends. If you have one viral video that pops off and you get a pretty sizable amount of MoFu, just not to scale of the impressions, it doesn't really show how good your content is to actually convert these people into your funnel, get them invested to your unique mechanism. But if you have a decent ratio from people literally just seeing your content, like let's say, let's do the math on this. In fact, a lot of our clients get 2 million impressions. All right. And then their MoFu. Their MoFu might be, this is all in 30 days, by the way, so maybe they hit 2 million people a month. Their MoFu, what is our average MoFu right now? When we do HBCO launches and when we do solid CTAs, it is usually 4.5K. All right, and now look, I might need a calculator for all this, but I'm going to calculate just exactly how much money you can add when you hit these KPIs. So MoFu traffic, when you do your CTAs in all the reels, which by the way, If you still don't know how to do content, please just go watch that video, or you can book a call and we can help you with the content. But as long as we're hitting a lot of people and then we're actually turning a solid amount of them, you can have 10 million impressions. But if your MoFu traffic's 500, if it's not high ticket, you're not making fuck all right? But a standard MoFu to free trial percentage, which is about average for our clients, is about 10%. So this would be, oh wait, why'd I put it up there? 10%, which would mean we took this MoFu to about 450 free trials. All right. And then, as I said earlier, the average free trial percentage or conversion percentage is around 30 to 50. If we go in the middle of that, 40%, what is that actually? 45 times 4, 180. So 180 paid. And that's usually at a standard price of like $100. That's usually 18K MRR added. And then churn percentage, obviously you can just take like a 20%, and say you're at like 20K, that would be 4K, right? So you take off of this, it actually ends up being 14K total added on the month. But if you see a lot of our just very, very quick case studies, before we switch these people to high ticket and mid ticket to make way more, we can scale these trading discords very, very quickly to 0 to 100K per month, or like if they've started, it's even easier. Because when you get 2 million impressions and you actually plug in our funnel, the lead magnet system, the email automation, the Discord, and you get that much MoFu across all your social media, that's a lot of fucking trials. All right, I mean, relatively for us, it's actually not a lot, but that is potentially 45 grand if your free trial conversion rate's 100%. It's not, obviously, but even 180 paid, that's 18K MRR we can add in 30 days, being conservative with these numbers. These impressions can usually be way higher. This MoFu, we've seen up to like 20K. All right, we've seen, I mean, I'd say around average when people are really, really growing, we're getting these case studies, it's around 8. So 8K, MoFu free trial, it's usually around 10% if it gets higher. Usually dips a little bit lower if MoFu gets a bit higher, obviously, because that's just how sample sizes work. But with all of that, adding 14K MRR in a month with conservative numbers is not a bad thing at all right? But yeah, definitely go watch the YouTube video. It's actually going to be probably like right there. I think I'm pointing to it. It'll be somewhere in the corner. You can subscribe here. I'd subscribe and then go watch that video of me in the polo shirt explaining basically the whole funnel, because I just explained to you a lot of the theory behind it. But if you want to see our actual process on like genuinely how we do it, it explains a lot of the theory as well, but it shows you like the graphic of our funnel, which we almost use as like an SOP. That's exactly how the funnel works. Then go watch that video, see if it's a good fit for your business. And then if it is, just go into the description, either this video or the one in green, and just book a call with our team to see if it would be a good idea working with us. All right. So yeah, you can apply there, but hopefully I made you a lot of money.